What's up, guys? It's Jeff, and today's video is going to be a discussion video. It's a discussion I had with my brother Eric and our good friend Frank. We were at Frank's house, and the discussion is mainly about Avengers Endgame, but we did sneak in some, Disney Plus, some predictions for what that'll be, and some future Marvel predictions in there. Now, when I got home after the discussion was all recorded and I went to fire it up, I realized that the introduction of the video never recorded. Yeah, I know. My bad, guys. So I'll give you guys a small intro. They're both, just like me. They love Marvel, love a bunch of nerdy stuff. That's why it's really fun to talk to them. On the left is going to be my big brother Eric. He's going to be in the blue polo shirt, and he loves deep dives. He loves backgrounds. He loves lore. So there's not a character in Marvel that he doesn't know the backstory to. This guy, he knows his stuff. So it's always great talking to him. And on the right side of the screen, that's my buddy Frank Ortre, and he's gonna be in orange backward Dragon Ball Z hat, and he's our anime guy. He loves Dragon Ball Z. He's the one who actually put the squad on to My Hero Academia, which is probably the best thing he's ever done for me in my life, because it's one of my favorite shows now. But yeah, he's our anime specialist. But yeah, so this is pretty much my impromptu introduction since I messed it up the first time. So hope you guys enjoy our discussion. So now I'm gonna get into Endgame. I'm gonna tell these guys now, we're not gonna do a full-blown deep dive into Endgame. I actually plan on doing that for a separate video. Might feature a cameo from this guy. I haven't even asked him yet, but I've been thinking about that. So I'm just gonna put it out. What did Endgame meet all your expectations?
Yes, emphatically yes. That's my kind of instinct to answer it that way. But if I were to give you a more detailed, thought out answer, the truth is, weirdly went in with not so much expectations, a crazy amount of hype, but I wasn't hoping this would happen or that would happen, I'm a big Hulk mark and these guys know it. I was maybe hoping for some crazy Hulk stuff, but in reality, I was just ready to experience it. It was we were talking about it in the theater, and we were saying that it's not like a normal movie. It's more like an event that you go experience and live it or whatever. So not so much expectations, just Feige, Marvel, RDJ, all you guys, just give me all the content you got. And we got full 3 hours jam-packed with just greatness, honestly. I don't have the words, if I'm being honest. I don't have the words. It was just greatness. So many callbacks to everything we've seen, any little thing you love, in more ways than one, whether it's visually or with the way that they spoke to each other, the things that were said. And then they literally in the movie went back to the other movies. Insane. There's so much to take in. It really is amazing, and can't wait to see it again.
Wait, so is this a spoiler type one or not?
Yeah.
So I guess I have a question for you, good sir. So it's a great movie. If you had to be nitpicky, what's one thing that you didn't like about it? If you had to try to find, well, besides the Hulk, because you kind of already touched on it.
Yeah, let me be clear about the Hulk thing, because I think y'all know me better than anyone. If I'm talking to an audience of people who don't know me really well, I would never say anything negative. I think what they did with the Hulk was pretty good. A lot of people love it. Mark Ruffalo killed it. It's a new version of the Hulk that hadn't been seen and experienced in the Marvel Universe. I'm saying, me personally, as a Hulk mark from the comics, with the World Breaker Hulk and all the Immortal Hulk and all the different personas that we've seen him take on, the amazing stuff. Basically, I just want a Hulk movie, Marvel. And since I know I'm not getting it, I kind of wanted to see some of that, or I have wished that I had seen it, but in no way do I really feel disappointed. Just kind of that might have been the one thing that maybe I wanted. But if I got to nitpick at one thing in the entire movie, It's the way, and trust me, this isn't something that I would be just bringing up. I love the movie entirely, but you asked. So the one thing is when Tony discovers time travel, I would have loved it if they gave that like 10 more seconds, 15 more seconds, that scene. Maybe a couple times of him not quite figuring it out or maybe coming close. It seemed like he discovered the most difficult thing to do in the entire world, kind of just on a whim, walking by the desk and say, hey, Friday, oh, could you try this? And then, oh, there it is.
Well, I guess I'm in full Mark mode, so I'm going to defend everything.
Yeah, of course.
But, he said, like right when he said, we're going to do one more and we're going to wrap it up. So, I took that as he's been there for hours, trying different ones. And then he was like, I know this one's going to take a while. It probably won't work, but just that. And then, like, shit. Like,
Maybe. Yeah. It seemed to me like he was in his living room kind of half doing it, half chilling with Pepper, instead of, like, grinding in the lab.
He was downstairs because the daughter came and was like, what are you doing over? He was like, oh, hey. He was, like, downstairs by himself.
He was with Pepper later when he told her.
Oh, that was later. That was a different. Oh, I thought he was at the table. Then she went and sat on the couch.
For
some reason I remember like that. Okay, it makes it a little bit better. Yeah. But I do remember thinking that throughout the movie, like, oh, just like that, he did it.
Yeah, that's a good point. When you said that, I was like, yeah.
And then again, that's nitpicky.
Yeah, plus it's 3 hours. Like, those 10 seconds can be something else that they take out. So it's like, what are you willing to give up? But yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool. The reason I asked you, because I really wanted to see more of Loki. I don't think he had many lines. I don't know if he said anything besides his old stuff when he showed. He'll take that.
He made fun of. He made fun of Cap. He said something about Cap.
Yeah. But yeah, I kind of wanted to see more of him, especially since he, died in Infinity War.
He's a great character.
Yeah.
So.
That's
They definitely hinted at the fact that we might get some more of him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And we'll segue into that Disney Plus in a minute.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you the same question. What do you, anything that you
since you in full Mark mode, is there anything?
And it doesn't have to be that you don't like it, but like just like I said about Loki, like I wish I saw more of him. Is there anything maybe you wish you saw more of him? Is a better way to phrase that question.
Yeah. I guess I wish, I think I was telling this guy after we saw, I wish, because he's a way bigger Hulk fan than I would, but they highlighted, like, the core three, like, Cap, Thor, and Iron Man versus Thanos. I wish it would have been 4, just Hulk in there. That probably would have been my wish. Like it hurts a little, because I'm a Hulk fan, too. It hurts a little that Giant Man was holding Hulk in his hand to save him from the flood, like, that kind of hurts a little bit. Yeah. So, but again, I'm defending this, so that it had its purpose and shit.
He brought everybody back with the snap. They gave him his little thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously, they had their layout. The Russos are geniuses, man. There's so many things in this movie that are legitimate genius shit. Like, oh my God, like we could have a whole pod, and I guess after you do your deep dive, simply just breaking down the thought that had to go into all of this shit to round out 22 movies worth of shit and do it in such a clean, cool way. 3 hours doesn't seem like it would even be possible to do some shit like that, but they do it, and you're fucking on a roller coaster the entire time, having fun and shedding tears and laughing and smiling. Yeah. It's way funnier than I thought it was gonna be. God damn. So one of the things, not to take a deep dive, but the Thor arc in this movie, Thor is hilarious. Fat drunk Thor, who would have ever expected it? Yet beneath all the laughter and all the comedy of his story, you have the story of a guy who was going through some difficult shit. He failed at being who he was meant to be, and he's coping with all that in a terrible way, and we're laughing at it, and they juggle that in a perfect way. They make us laugh, and we're enjoying it. But if you choose to look deeper for a deeper meaning, a deeper story, that's there too. Man, they
a scene that like perfectly embodies what you're talking about is in I saw it for the second time today. It was the Valkyrie and Thor scene at the end, when he's saying they already have a king here, and it's a touching moment, and it's I was at the edge of my seat watching it, and then I forget what they put the camera down. I don't know if he like holds her hand or something, but they put the camera down, and then they show his gut, and my theater's all laughing. Like it's a serious moment, but you zoom down and then you remember like, yo, we got Fat Thor here, and the whole theater starts laughing. Like so, it's the perfect blend. Like you have a serious moment, touching moment. You see the gut laughing. So yeah, it's perfect there.
Yeah.
All right. So what about where does Marvel go from here? All right. Trey, what do you think? What's the future of Marvel? What do you think is going to happen after this? What do you want to happen after this?
Well, you know me, I'm a big Strange fan, so I'm kind of curious to see where they go that way. But as far as
More though,
overall, yeah, man, you already know they got all the other heroes coming now, like the X-Men. Hopefully they do that right. So everybody's looking forward to that and going all cosmic. But before you jump too far, you gotta start with Spider-Man's coming out next.
Yep. What's next after Spider-Man? Has anything been announced officially? Do we know? We know Spider-Man got that release date, but usually we know what's up next year and all that.
That's actually a good question.
I don't even know what's coming after that. Period.
I wonder if those Disney shows will set something up, or is that just strictly
That's
TV?
crazy though, because they haven't even started filming some of those.
Yeah, and that's actually if after we finish this, I'll research it if there is a date and put it in the comments, and if there is no date, I want you guys to sound off in the comments and let us know what you guys think is next, because we're just three dummies here talking. But cool. What about you? What do you think is?
Man, I'm at a loss. I have full trust in Kevin Feige and them, but looking forward to this Spider-Man Homecoming. We know they got to be working on a Black Panther. There's been a lot of talk, or I think it's straight up official, that there's going to be a Black Widow.
Your boy James Gunn is back.
James Gunn is back, and I know the initial plans were for him.
He can't be his boy. Yeah, my boy.
I know he was supposed to be in charge of taking on the cosmic universe, taking it on. There's also talks of I know they hired the Asian lady director for the Eternals movie. And I looked up some of the movies she's done, which are lesser named stuff, but critically acclaimed, which, that's how they got Taika Waititi, they got Ryan Coogler, some people who were on the rise and surprised everybody. So I trust their choices for sure. But damn, the Eternals, again, we trust in them. Look what they did with Guardians of the Galaxy. But as far as what's next, I don't know. I was telling Jeffrey, in Endgame when they mentioned the underground tremors in the water, in the ocean, whatever, that seems to me like they're kind of at least in the back of our minds trying to put the idea of Atlantis and Namor maybe. At this point, will it seem like they're biting off Aquaman? I don't know. Do they even care? Probably not.
Yeah, care. Damn. Yeah. Well, I'm hoping that it I was talking to this guy about it. I'm hoping the tease or hint or just what Rocket was saying about the radiation emitting from Earth after the snap, and then that's when the underwater earthquakes were happening and all these crazy things were happening that the Avengers, not the Avengers, but the superheroes that were left alive, they were scattered around the world trying to fix shit after the snap. 2 snaps happened in one day with Hulk and Iron Man. So I would imagine a lot of crazy shit is going on. So I'm hoping with the radiation and the craziness, I'm hoping that's how the birth or the spawn of mutants happens in our universe, where they're able to just introduce after this, such and such was born, and then X-Men and that's I hope that's how they introduce the mutants and X-Men.
But that would mean that they're babies now, though. I just thought about that. That they're babies now being born.
Nah, that unlocked their. Damn it!
They're
damn you.
So Inhumans maybe. So the Inhumans Inhumans get triggered by a mist when. So if you have the Inhuman gene, with Inhumans, if you have the Inhuman gene in your blood, when you're exposed to the mist, then your Inhuman abilities come out. So if they wanted to do it like that, maybe the mutant gene gets activated by all that gamma radiation.
I know we're looking into the future, but I think there's going to be a lot of prequel stuff coming out. I mean, not prequel, but like Guardians.
The timeline has been pretty linear.
Plus Black Widow.
I just remember
and now,
Black Widow's going to be a prequel.
Yes. So yeah, I think maybe Phase 4 they're not gonna really maybe go the conventional timeline.
Do y'all know? Have y'all heard of a character called Shang-Chi?
No.
I'll tell you a little bit about him. I heard they're working on a movie of him, which is way offbeat to everything else that they're doing. And I just recently heard they are working on a movie with him. Because I started thinking, after watching Endgame, I would watch a Ronin movie or a Hawkeye movie going around killing cartels and KGB, whoever the hell he was killing. But they're making a Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi is a character. He's got no superhuman abilities. He's just so good at kung fu and fighting that like he actually became an Avenger in the comics because simply based on his fighting skills. They're so good that he's like able to stay toe to toe with some superpowered beings and stuff. And he trained Spider-Man and taught him like a kung fu mixed with his spider abilities. He's like highly respected based on his kung fu skills. A movie of him would be way different than anything we've seen because it's so grounded. It'd be probably like one of those
more realistic, though, right?
Yeah,
like,
one of those kung fu movies.
People like to feel like they can.
But imagine how cool that would be when you see the Marvel logo at the beginning and then you're watching a kung fu flick. So that could be dope. I have forgotten that they were working on that.
But Iron Fist will be out there punching the air somewhere.
Yeah, he would. Yeah. And that's the thing in the comics. It's always like, okay, who's the best fighter in the Marvel universe? Is it Shang-Chi or is it Iron Fist? Like powers aside, just straight up skill wise. But pretty much Shang-Chi is that dude. So yeah, Iron Fist is iron punching the air right now.
Yeah, and in case you guys only know of Iron Fist because of the Netflix show, don't get me wrong. I like most of the Defender shows on Netflix, but Iron Fist was so bad.
Shit, if they do a real Defenders, because I'm bringing up comic shit now, but the Defenders are only the Defenders in Netflix, but in the comics, the Defenders is Silver Surfer, Doctor Strange, and Hulk. And then like usually a couple other characters jump in. Yeah, like Namor's been in and a couple other like lesser known characters. But they're like super powerful, so they just do like cosmic stuff usually. But yeah,
that'd be a nice movie.
That'd be crazy. Yeah.
Get your boy James Gunn on that shit.
James Gunn, my boy James Gunn. If you can hear me, I know you're listening.
Yeah, well, shit. Since we're talking about shows, let's transition right into Disney Plus.
Speaking of hype.
Yeah, Disney Plus set to come out later this year. Entire Disney catalog. I
don't think it's gonna be the entire Disney catalog right away though. They had said initially like 100 movies.
Yeah, they have access to.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Fox.
Yeah, Fox.
Damn.
And ESPN is like under that umbrella. Will we get ESPN stuff? Because I know National Geographic stuff is gonna be on there. I saw in that screenshot.
Yeah, watch them start putting 30 for 30s and all these sports documentaries and stuff.
Yeah. So, out of the Disney originals that are rumored to be out there, which one are you looking forward to the most?
Me personally, I gotta say The Mandalorian, just to keep it clean. Marvel has teased and talked about a few of them, which I'm sure the moment I see some pictures or a trailer, I'll be through the roof with hype. But for now, until that comes, I gotta go with what I know. And having the Red Viper as a Star Wars character out there shooting people and hearing rumors of Jon Favreau. Well, not rumors. Jon Favreau was one of the executive producers. You got Taika Waititi and a bunch of other names and big time writers and producers that are a part of that thing. It's almost like, damn, it can't fail. But of course, when there's that much hype behind something, you're a little wary that will they live up to it. And a lot of original Star Wars stuff has been really polarizing the past few years. But so bottom line is I'm definitely hyped for it. As I hear about more things, maybe that'll change. But for now, I'm hyped for that Mandalorian.
What about you, Frank? Any originals you looking forward to, or are you just looking forward to that catalog and some of that old content?
Yeah, looking forward to
month,
for the old content. The price sounds pretty good. $6 a month.
I think we're all gonna leech off his account, but
that's my turn. It's my turn. You're using your Netflix and
So, free 99. Nah, but as far as like anything Marvel, like you said in your number one first video you ever drop, anything Marvel is pretty much I'm gonna be watching.
Seeing those characters again is gonna be amazing, man.
Seeing what they do with Loki, if it touches on the end game where he disappears, maybe they kind of go that route. Or I don't know what timeline they're gonna follow.
Well, I guess we haven't spoken to you about it because it's rumored that Loki's having his own show and it's gonna be him visiting different events in history and like altering events in history.
I didn't hear that.
Like that to me, like if that's
finding
real,
out live right now.
if that's real, that's like the thing I'm looking forward to the most because that's
like
the little dope
premise that he's been involved in different pivotal moments in human history and that he's played a part in shit. That'd be
take
crazy.
that show all day.
We can see how he's traveling through space, but does he have the time stone or he's just using his Asgardian magic?
What Loki are we gonna get? Because is he like the tyrant Loki or like the mad Loki?
I would love a kind of comedy where he's on some prankster guy.
I think the best, some of the best characters in anything are like a little bit of good, a little bit of bad, the mix.
Hells yeah.
Cool.
So out of the shows rumored, Loki's the one you
that one's for me.
That was my top.
Yeah,
Other than that, it's of course Bucky and Falcon. I want to see the dynamic. You kind of touched on like the.
Oh my God! They're saying that it's gonna be some like Lethal Weapon shit, like how two partners are always arguing, like a married couple type shit. That would be great. And I could see that being pretty action.
They got any love interests in the comics? So I can see like a triangle love story kind of happening with them and then fighting. That'd be kind of funny.
Nah, as far as I know, Bucky boned Natasha in the comics. That's the only real prominent one that I know of. And then the only prominent girl that I've seen Sam with is Jane Foster. He took Thor's girl. But not like a love triangle thing. But I can see them doing some shit like that though. WandaVision's gonna have a show. It's gonna be called WandaVision. Their show that could be interesting.
More Wanda, less Vision. It's kind of
a little less Vision. We're not Vision fans around here.
Yeah.
But there's also, and this is from the dark web, from one of my insiders. This ain't out there, but talks of potentially a She-Hulk show.
Interesting.
She-Hulk is probably one of the most prominent characters in the comics that hasn't made any appearance anywhere in any movie or show or nothing before. She's a big deal in the comics. And they play it off pretty well. There's been a lot of corny characters. It's the comics, so like they try anything, see what sticks. There's been a lot of corny chic characters, like a female version of this person or that person. And a lot of times it doesn't work because some of them are so corny. She-Hulk, along with Gwen Stacy, Spider-Gwen, are one of those characters that they just throw something out there, like a mix of something, and it ends up becoming big. She-Hulk is a pretty great character, and a lot of people don't know she breaks the fourth wall like Deadpool. Her and Deadpool like the only ones that like talk to the viewers.
I didn't know
readers. I don't know if they would work it like that. That'd be a little weird, a little crazy, but who knows? I think they're gonna be willing to try more things on Disney Plus than to take than any risk they took with the movies.
They definitely got the money to do it, especially after what Endgame is bringing in. They basically just got their income tax right now.
For real. But hey, hate to cut it off. Some great convo. I'm getting an alert from my phone that I only have a few minutes of recording left before I run out of space. I'll make more space on my SD card for next convo. But hey, it was a great talk. Hope you guys enjoyed it and look forward to more.